Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing Ride 4. Challenge 32 of the weekly challenges upon us, and it's time for Laguna Seca on board the KTM 1290 Super Duke R from 2019. So here we go then in Laguna Seca. I'm going to give you some pointers and a bit of a tips and guide on how to improve your lap times here in this Californian circuit. So now onto the left hand side going into the Andretti hairpin, I'll give you the pointers from this point forward. So going into turn 3, you're going to be using your braking markers on the left hand side there. Brake roughly around the 60-70 meter mark and then get yourself away from this rumble strip. And when it touches the rumble strip a little bit, but try and avoid that if you can, because that rumble strip and this one here can be really treacherous, so trying to avoid them if possible as we now go underneath the mother sign, braking quite early there and still trail braking quite deep into the corner for the 5th turn here in Laguna Seca. As we now bring on the power, you're going to keep an eye on the bridge here. Just on the bridge, you want to use that as a bit of a guide to brake, maybe a little bit before it if you're not that confident on the brakes, but use that bridge as a pointer. Now probably the most difficult part, use the left hand side of the rumble strip there as an indication on when you should start braking. Now it's of paramount importance that you don't wheelie like I've just done there. Make sure you're being gentle on acceleration and tucking in using the tuck in button. If you use automatic tuck in, the rider will do it for you, but I would suggest using the manual tuck in to make sure that you get the job done properly. Try to avoid this rumble strip on the way out of this corner as well, because unfortunately that is also a bit of a bugger in the sense of getting on that one and forcing a wheelie. So now coming out of the final corner, we're going to be doing it a few more times to give you some more indication, but this lap time will already be enough for a 1:28 for the gold. So hard on the left hand side we'll go, braking well before that second sign there. If you brake any later, you're going to go straight off the track. Now I went for extremely wide entry there just to test it out in the Andretti hairpin. Now it does work, but I would probably advise braking a little bit earlier, which I'll show you on the next lap. But going into the 3rd corner, avoiding the rumble strip this time, as you can see, not losing the same amount of time like we did on the previous lap as we go into turn 4. The same can be said there. Getting ahead of the ghost, and now going into the 5th corner, using that second marker on your right hand side there as a guide for braking in. Trail braking quite late into the corner there for the 5th corner here in Laguna Seca, but be very vigilant on the centre of the tyres in this one, guys, because stock tyres will not take much of a hounding compared to your slick. So as you can see already, the front tyre very warm right now, and using the left hand side there as a rumble strip as a guide to begin to braking into the corkscrew. Now it's very important that of course you do brake in a straight line, and make sure when you are braking you don't block the front brake by applying too much brake. I would try and brake in there quite gently. If you pay attention to the bottom right corner of your screen when I go into the corkscrew, you will see how much brake is being applied going into the corkscrew. Very difficult corner, and I don't expect you to get it right first time, but just give it a bit of time, pay attention to your braking, pay attention to how much brake is being applied, and you should be absolutely fine. So across the line, it's going to be another improvement. It's a 1:25.004, and now braking well before that second sign. Look at the difference compared to braking at the second sign compared to braking a few meters before. So make sure you brake well before that second sign, and the same can be said here for the left hand side. Brake in the middle, but between the second sign and the first sign, and then again you're going to be absolutely fine. Use the left hand side there for the 50 meter marker. Make sure you're braking there going into the right hander of turn 4. Avoid the rumble strip if you can, because of course it slows you down a significant amount. Brake just after the second rumble strip, or at least the second sign on the rumble strip on your right hand side going into the mother's corner for turn 5, and now you should be absolutely fine. Braking at the bridge as mentioned a couple of laps beforehand, and now onto the left hand side for turn 6. Very good so far. You continue to follow this one and you'll certainly get the gold. Braking at the rumble strip, gentle on the brakes, full of brake, little bit of brake, lot of brake. Now you got to try and find the balance. Use a bit of rear brake if you need to as well, but make sure you just don't wrench on the brakes. If you just wrench on the brakes, chances are you're going to stop it and end up crashing going into the corkscrew, and nobody wants to do that. So on the right hand side for turn 10, you can go for a very tight apex there or a wide apex. It's absolutely fine, just as long as you don't really push going into that corner and going over the rumble strip. So finally, one more lap just to try and get you guys up to speed with Laguna Seca. Now of course, don't forget you can get a lot of credits by doing the weekly challenges, so it's important you get this one right and get the gold. So braking into the 1st corner for the Andretti hairpin, as mentioned earlier, before that second sign. Using a bit of rear brake there just to slow the motorcycle down. This KTM is a rather bulky bike, so make sure you are being gentle on the acceleration, and also being very careful with the braking as well, because of course it's an eager beast if you want to really apply the acceleration. So just be careful, follow what I'm doing with the acceleration and the braking in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. There is a gauge for you guys to use to pay attention to. So of course, just continue to watch the video if you need to, watch it as many times as you like. Just make sure you follow my advice for certain corners, especially this one coming up for the bridge now. This one's probably lodged into your mind already. Brake in the shadow of that bridge, get onto the left hand side and bring on the acceleration. Focus your attention to the left hand side here for that rumble strip. You see the rumble strip, begin to brake there, begin to brake firm but in control, not wrenching the brake, not pushing back on it and just wishing for the best. Be in control and be firm. So onto the left hand side we'll go now for the 9th corner of Rainy Curve. Pretty good so far, and then onto your right hand side here, braking nice and early and nice and gentle into the corner. And now for the final corner, use your second braking marker as a perfect guide, just to brake in nice and slowly, and going into the 11th corner in the promised land for a wonderful lap time once again. And this is going to be, once again, another improvement. So at the end of that session, those are my 4 lap times here today, and every single one of them in the gold, so I'm pretty confident you guys can do the same if you follow my advice from this video. So that's pretty much it, guys. I've done the time trial pretty early on in the day, actually only 11 minutes as the challenge started, and we do have top position. So guys, upon that note, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If this has been helpful, let me know in the comments section down below, and if you enjoyed the video, why not consider subscribing and hitting that like button as well. But upon that note, guys, thanks for watching as always. Hit the notification bell to be alerted to every single DrAce upload, and I will see you next time. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.